Well, the United States Supreme Court rejected Donald Trump's efforts to end legal protections for young immigrants known as the Dreamers. The Supreme Court justices rejected the Trump administration arguments that the 8-year-old Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program is illegal. They also ruled that courts have no role to play in reviewing the decision to end it. The ruling is seen as a rebuke of the U.S. president, in the midst of his re-election campaign. Donald Trump, however, has vowed to renew efforts to end the program. I'm now joined by Josh Blackman. He's talking to us from South Texas College of Law Associate and Law Professor there. Josh, thanks a lot for giving us your time today. I want to get your thoughts, first of all, on the ruling here in terms of what we've seen unfold and whether you consider this, or should it be considered a big win?
Well, I think this is a partial win for immigrant groups. Chief Justice Roberts wrote the majority opinion, and as usual, he splits the baby. He didn't rule that DACA was legal or illegal. He simply said that the Trump administration didn't take the necessary steps to wind down the policy. So in theory, at least, if they dot their I's and cross their T's, they'll be able to do it in the future. Although as a political matter, that's quite unlikely.
What is the concern, though, I guess the fear that exists within these individuals who at one point were saying, okay, you know what, the concerns that we have, that's possibly over. This is a campaign promise the president made in his last campaign and continues to fulfill it. So what's the concern here if it is pushed forward?
Well, we have about 4 months to the next election. Even if President Trump tries to wind down the policy again, I'm fairly confident courts across the country would probably say, no, you still didn't do it right. The Chief Justice said you have to do X, Y, and Z, and you only did X and Z. You didn't do Y. So I think the Chief's opinion, at least on paper, creates a possibility for Trump to end it. But I think in reality, here on planet Earth, it's almost impossible for Trump to do what he had wanted to do.
I want to get your thoughts on this from the White House press secretary saying we're looking at documents currently and we're going to move forward in a responsible way and cure some of the remedies and unlawfulness that we see with the previous memo that brought DACA into place. What do you think they mean by that?
I don't know. I don't think they know either. The Chief Justice came up with a solution that no one really thought of before. He always finds a new way to resolve these cases. I think the problem is the clock. We have an election coming up, and any effort to wind down this policy could take years. So I really don't think that people who have DACA status have any immediate fears. Although the election, if Trump is reelected, then I think there's a chance to go back to the court in maybe a year or so.
What can the Democrats do? What should the Democrats' role be in this? Of course, again, 4 months until November, until voting day.
I think they do nothing. At this point, the Dreamers are pretty much safe. I think they'll let the election resolve the future of any sort of immigration reform. I think the time for legislation has passed. And to be frank, the Supreme Court's ruling has eliminated the need for legislation because the status quo now will be maintained.
Well, exactly. And hopefully, I mean, as you say, that does get maintained and that those that are concerned don't need to be concerned any longer. South Texas College of Law Associate Law Professor Josh Blackman. Great having you, Josh. Thank you for this.
Thank you.